So who is DJ Heat?
DJ Heat, man, DJ Heat.
Yes.
It's this girl from Southeast DC, man. Southside,
Yeah.
Benning Road, Hampton East Apartments to be exact, who had no clue that somebody who fell in love with DJing at 13 years old would go from Southeast to the world, man.
Wow.
Yeah, I started DJing when I was 13, and I'll be 45 this year.
Wow. How did you fall in love with it at 13?
It's crazy. So I was listening to the radio, and because back then, showing our age, ain't like we had internet and streaming and a million access to songs. The only way to listen to new music was on the radio.
Yeah.
So I remember hearing this remix of Rump Shaker, Rex to the Effects Rump Shaker. I think it's like the exact remix was called like the Ragamuffin remix.
Okay.
And it had a DJ scratching on it.
Ragamuffin.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it had like a DJ scratching on it at the end of Rex to the Effects. And I used to pretend, even though I had never DJ'd or touched turntables, every time the DJ part would come up on the song, I would just pretend I was DJing. Like, I don't know where I got that from. Probably like, and I was like, man, I don't want to keep pretending. I really want to be a DJ.
Right.
So shout out to DC Summer Youth Employment Program. Mayor Marion Berry.
Mayor for life.
So the first year I was able to sign up for the program. Yeah. I was like, I'm going to save every paycheck and buy DJ equipment. Wow. I found out how much it costs. Like shout out to the Source Magazine. The Source Magazine had would run ads, and it was like ads for DJ equipment and stuff. I called the place. I was like, yo, what's the total? It was like the DJ starter package. Literally, that's what it was called. Because they had like a starter package, intermediate, advanced. I'm like, well, I can't afford all that. Like, I'm just starting out. I'm 13. Yeah. I called the place. I'm like, what's the total when you include, shipping and handling and all that?
Them commercials used to be funny. Plus shipping.
I need to know. What was the shipping and handling? So they told me the total. So I bet I had broke that total down. So I
do you remember how much it was?
I think it was like $314.95 or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. So and so I saved up like just enough.
Yeah.
I didn't literally. The only thing I purchased was my summer check. I remember buying like a bag of potato chips.
Get out of
here.
Yeah,
but I literally
said
I was that focused to buy that DJ starter kit at 13.
Hold on. So you never saw like a DJ scratching
in person?
In person.
No.
And so you just started doing the moves and connecting to it and decided you were going to save. Well, at 13, because at 13 you thinking about certain toys you want to get.
Or like Jordans, or people, the Super Soakers, all that stuff. Everybody people want like a nice pair of jeans or this to get ready. Nah, I was like, I'm going to buy turntables with my money.
Wow. So what was the first party you DJ'd?
The first party I DJ'd. What was the first party or event? It probably was so I used to work at the movie theater at Union Station. I got that job my senior year of high school, and I worked there through college. And I think that was probably like my first DJ gig. It's like how jobs have holiday parties. Yeah. So they found out like, well, you're DJing, right? Yeah. Like, how about you DJ our holiday party? Yeah. So my first time DJing was at the movie theater at Union Station for our holiday party.
Union Station?
Yeah.
You was already doing it big. And so how old were you when you did that first?
That party, I was probably at that point, I was probably like maybe like 20 or something. Like I still had the photos. Like I posted photos recently too. Wow. Like somebody snapped pictures of me DJing. It was crazy. It's like I was wearing a Wizards jersey while DJing the party.
You was manifesting.
Right, and now I'm the DJ for the Wizards. So to see my first party where I DJ'd, I'm wearing a Wizards jersey, and I ended up actually DJing for the Wizards.
Did you have any other jobs?
Well, coming up, like my come up, like after graduate, like working at the movie theater after graduating college, I went to Morgan State University in Baltimore. So I majored. Thank you. I majored in communications, and my concentration was radio production. Like I really wanted to be on the radio. Okay. So I had an internship at WPGC at one point. I got hired after my internship, and I got fired like a year later because I missed a mandatory event. And that was the thing. They was like, hey, you tell people if you miss this event. you're going to get fired. I was away doing something else with my, I wrote for the school paper when I was at Morgan. Yeah. So there was actually like a college newspaper conference in New Orleans. That's where I was. And I missed the mandatory WPGC event. And then also, by senior year, I'm still in college, but I got internship and hired. By senior year of college, I was an intern of what was just XM radio. Because, you know, Sirius and XM used to be separate until they merged. So XM radio, Northeast, Eckington Place, I was like one of their first batch of interns when they officially launched XM radio. I worked at the station, and I thought maybe, I would get hired again because it was a teen talk radio station. Okay. It was called Babylon, channel 167 or something like that. And they had me fill in for host. Like, I'm in college and I'm filling in. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm definitely going to get hired at XM. Yeah. Because I'm filling in for the host on their radio shows. But that didn't happen. So graduate college, I'm like, Dad, you know, everybody assumes you're going to get your job that you majored in straight after college. Right. No. I was still working at the movie theater after graduating college, and I applied for like other jobs. Ended up getting a job at Finish Line as the assistant manager. I was working at Finish Line in Forestville. So
sneaker game has always been on?
That's where it started. With Finish Line. But through working at Finish Line, I was still saying to myself, like, man, I didn't go to college to sell sneakers. I went to college for radio. So I reached out about a year after college and a year working at Finish Line. I reached out to my boss at WPGC, the same person that fired me. Yeah. I asked him for another shot. And he agreed because I was a great worker. Yeah. I just had to be made an example of because if you miss this event, you get fired. Yeah. Wow. So he brought me back. Okay. So I'm actually balancing working at Finish Line as a manager and also showing that I know I really want to be here, like on the radio, because that was another dream of mine too. When I was a little kid, I was like, I want to work at WPGC when I grow up as well. Wow. So
I mean, no, it's really like tripping me out that it's so young, and then you stay steady on this road. Yeah. You know? So how do you identify?
Oh, she, her, lesbian, big stud daddy.
Okay. Y'all heard it here. So, how did it feel being a woman? Because you were gaining these opportunities. You started really young. How was it you being a woman in the industry?
For me at the time, I feel like coming up, there wasn't many other women DJs that we could look up to, as many as there is now. Because I'm always going to give props to like DJ Spinderella, Coco Chanel, Jazzy Joyce, names like that. Shout out to DJ Lazy K, who I really looked up to, and I consider her like a big sister because she was like killing the mixtape game as well. So I didn't realize how, I guess, yes and no. I could see that it was different because it wasn't a lot of women, but at the same time, I'm just like, hey, it ain't just about being a woman. I'm like, I'm a DJ that loves music and passionate about doing this. Yeah. So that's how it was for me. And then there became a different time frame and era in the game where it seemed like people were just using whoever was a pretty face and making them DJ. Yeah. And you could tell they really wasn't passionate about it. So, you had to look like, hey, and like I remember a male DJ actually posting like, I'm looking for a female to teach how to, like, it was a lot of people like that because that was dealing with that was crazy. I'm like, y'all ain't even caring about skill. Y'all just want somebody to look pretty and try to teach them to DJ because that became the popping thing. But I'm glad now that we're in the current era where it's so many women out here DJing and that, all looks, all styles. It ain't just about the pretty face because you all have skill. That's another thing about being a female DJ. I feel like we really have to prove our skill more. And I feel like we are more talented. We care more about the music, and that's why I'm so animate when some people wear lineups and so many like male-dominated DJ lineups. Like I literally saw somebody post a flyer of some event. They had 12 DJs. It was some event in another state, so I saw a DJ colleague post it. I was like, how the hell y'all book 12 DJs and that one woman?
That part. Oh my God, you brought that up during COVID.
Yeah, I brought that up before.
Can you share a little bit more about that?
Yeah, because like it's mind blowing that we, I'm not saying hire us just because we women. Yeah. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you throw in these events and lineups, and you look and see. I know diversity and inclusion is a big thing, but
it matters in every area, in so many different areas.
Especially so we know the big rage right now across the globe, across the country is throwing like different R&B parties. Yeah. Who is the target audience for R&B music? Women. Yeah. Why are men dominating the life? Like, can you imagine? Like, you got a audience for the women DJs, and I saw a DJ post this the other day. I was like, put these women DJs on your R&B parties, because we know songs for us. Like the guys probably playing they usual type of stuff. It's songs that women can relate to that the male DJs are probably forgetting
or not even playing.
Right. So I'm always gonna be vocal, like with anything, like with different like panels. I understand certain panels that are tailored towards men. Yeah. And stuff, but it's certain industries where you just see like same thing. How we see, you might see something, a conference, whatever, and you see that, but like old white men on it.
And you're like, where are the women, or where are the different races? Or absolutely.
So I'm always going to be vocal when it comes to
and thank you for the intentionality, because that trickled even to female MCs, and making sure that there's just women on the shows. Like that was a really big movement that you brought ahead during the pandemic. Do you feel like there has been some change, or with you being that intentional? Like, have you seen some?
No, because I was actually I was literally like thinking about it yesterday, because I saw somebody post a flyer for something, and I feel like with Women's History Month, coming again, I'm like I'm gonna say something to them, because that's another thing. It's like, okay, you're gonna book us for Women's History Month, but what about the rest of the year? Like. Yeah. We're not holiday decorations.
Yeah, exactly. Right, exactly. Just like Black History Month is, right?
Right.
We should be celebrating it all year.
All year, right. We are not holiday decorations. Like, we're gonna pull the women out for Women's History Month, and then we gonna book you for the rest of the year. But Women's History, I'm like, nah.
Yeah. Though you told us that you started at 13, and you've been really adamant, with your career moving forward. What has kept you there? Like, you would think that, like, with the length of time that you were doing it, you probably, what has kept you excited about it?
Oh man, I know I'm not done.
I know that's right.
I know it's still so much I want to accomplish, man. Wow. I'm like, for a lot of people have just discovered me. I feel like the past maybe 4 years since the pandemic, because when I was making the TikTok video, so that brought like whole new audiences about me and other types of different bookings. So I'm like, I'm not done. I still got more that I want to do. As long as listen, despite what my age says on paper, how I feel and what listen, we don't crack over here.
You hear me?
I'm still there's some more years in me. I'm like, I'm gonna keep going. It's too much I still want to accomplish, man. Yeah. It's still bigger stages I haven't been on yet that I want to be on,
Wow. So, we've asked you to be our keynote speaker.
Yes, thank you.
Look, I've seen you at multiple summits.
Yeah.
One question is, why were you always saying yes to them? And how does it feel to do this keynote?
Oh man, I'm always going to say yes, because without the DC music scene, there would be no me. Wow. A lot of people, you met me in the music scene. Yeah. I've always been supportive of artists from the city. At the same time, they supported me when I was just somebody at the open mics. So I'm never going to turn my back on the music scene, even with what I do now, and try to get the music scene involved, try to help it evolve as well. You know, I was just telling somebody earlier, like, man, listen, this sports money, y'all artists, y'all didn't get this sports money, y'all don't understand. Like, make these songs for sports. So it feels amazing to like be the keynote speaker. Me?
Yes, you. Yes.
I appreciate that, man.
You were so chill. That's what makes me laugh, because I was like, I'm gonna mess her head up. You know what I'm saying? Because you are so chill and relaxed, but I will never forget. I've known you much longer than 4 years.
Yeah.
I watched you even before you knew me. You were one of my heroes when I saw you be brave enough to ask Kanye. You asked Kanye questions. Do you remember what you asked him?
What was it on? Was it the live stream?
Like on live.
Oh, I remember that Ustream. Yeah, he answered the question for me. I forgot. Oh, I think I told him, was he trying to make like the? So this is back during my Dark Twisted Fantasy, and you know he already had Good Fridays and releasing the music and different like big producers, because you know Kanye, he was just so used to like either producing himself. I already know everybody wants to debate if he produced himself. That's another topic. But when he's dropping singles produced by Pete Rock and RZA and Swiss Beats, so I believe I asked him, "Are you trying to create like the ultimate classic hip hop album?" Because you got those big producers at the time who were like on the hip hop producer Mount Rushmore for a lot of folks. So I do remember that, asking Kanye a question.
You know, how does it feel in seeing like his level of success? Do you think you saw that coming, even like where he's at now?
His confidence. I think that's one thing. I know confidence and cocky. There's like, you know, a line right there, but if somebody that's like determined, like him, like he knew, and also having that, you know, rest in peace to his mom, having that supportive foundation. Absolutely. Like, and I'm glad I had that with my family as well, because imagine, like, I begged my mom to buy me vinyl before I even owned the turntables. Wow. I was like, please. I remember like the first record piece of vinyl I bought, and I told my mom, please buy me this record. She's like, you don't even got nothing to play it on. I'm like, I'm going to be a DJ. I'm telling you, watch, I'm going to be a DJ. Please buy me this record, and I would play it when I buy turntables.
Did you start with vinyl and then? Wow.
I still have all my vinyls now too.
We're gonna have to check out that collection.
Man, so
I know it's out of this world.
Yeah, I still have all my vinyls.
Wow. So okay, you mentioned earlier a few female DJs coming up. Who did inspire you? And are you inspired between DJs and producers?
Definitely producers as well, man. Because I was the type that when I would buy my vinyl, I would love listening to the instrumentals. All the time, and just hearing and learning. So I was a big like DJ Premier fan growing up and learning and just reading. Listen, today's generation don't have like linear notes to open and look and learn. Or I would see, and back then they would put like, if they sampled a song, they would put the original song they sampled. So I was the person that I want to go hear this original and hear how they flipped that. So again, and as far as DJs, like I said, DJ Lazy K, because the mixtape game, that era where you had like DJ Clue mixtapes and DJ Envy mixtapes, K Slay, she was like one of the females I saw, like same thing with her, just dominating a male-dominated field. When you think of mixtape DJs, you never think of women. But so when I saw her, as again, shout out to the Source magazine, you know, I was always buying issue and buying mixtapes from there as well, because there wasn't many places here in DC to buy hip hop mixtapes. You know, we was all about go-go mixtapes. You know, I think it was like one place, like shout out to Nico, Nico's tapes. He used to hang out in front of Nobody Beats the Wiz on F Street. And I actually remember listening to a New York mixtape, and they shot him out as one of the legit places where it was just a stand. It was just a stand out there. Wow. But to listen to Lazy K and her mixtapes were like so dope. And I would try to mimic what I would hear, because she was all about, you know, her cuts and she was super dope. So I would listen to those mixtapes, I try to mimic in the bedroom, and you know, and then when I started making my own mixtapes, because I had like an era where I was dropping mixtapes or having them on the big mixtape websites and all of that, until the DJ drama situation shut that down for all DJs and mixtapes right there.
Yeah, because DJ Drama was killing it for a little bit, right?
Yeah, he was, and then you know he got hit with charges, and to see like that was a big effect because like a lot of mixtape websites because this is before like Dat Piff and like live mixtapes. People were going online and buying mixtapes, so I was pressing up mixtapes, but after these sites didn't want to take no chances, like do. But then that is when I switched over to like Dat Piff and making it digital with my mixtapes as well, and then you know all that lots of transitions and errors, I guess, in my DJ life.
That's a beautiful thing, right? How do you feel about this era of hip hop, hip hop being celebrated after these 50 years? Like we're talking about, Nico wasn't at first, even paid attention to it. Now he's being celebrated. Yeah. Like that. How do you feel about that?
Man, it's friggin' amazing, and it makes you realize just how extensive and big and 50, like 50 years in everything that's coming, and how people thought it was just going to be a fad.
Ain't that crazy?
And look, and now we influence, hip-hop influences everything. You can't deny
everything.
And listen, hip-hop influences everything. They still somehow try to rap to us to sell some chicken and stuff, but because hip-hop still influences everything, man.
You talked earlier about, wanting to be on like a PGC and also having your face be a part of like the, being a DJ. Your platform is like blowing up. Like during pandemic, I was watching you. You were very intentional about curating, showing people go-go, using jokes to DC and stuff like that. How do you feel about, you're fueling your own platform, you're creating your face. How do you feel about that?
Man, it's wild. Like I didn't know that making a TikTok video to get people not only exposed to go-go culture, but just the music that we love, and just seeing the surprises of folks of certain songs where they didn't know that like this wasn't an original go-go song. Like, nah, it's a cover song. It just was like, shoot, go-go really makes everything better. It does. It's wild. Even to go out, I get recognized as like a girl from like either Instagram or TikTok. like people like, I follow you on Instagram, or if I'm DJing, it could be a totally different event. Actually, it happened recently. I DJ'd at a church event, and somebody came up to me and told me like, I follow you on Instagram because of your videos, because I know it's different audiences. So I just post the same video on TikTok or Instagram, because people think TikTok is younger and Instagram is like all ages. So a lot more people now say I follow you because of your videos on Instagram, as opposed to they used to say like TikTok and stuff.
I don't think you realize your impact. Like I'm sitting here talking to you like think about, wow, he was the one during the pandemic who let everyone know all my gigs are canceled. Oh man! And what am I going to do to climb out of that? And then you set off another level of wildfire, right? Because then you had organizations, companies talking about, we need to figure out how to help the artists as far as stipend, or you helped me even because I was like my gigs were canceled left and right, and you brought attention to that. And then all of a sudden now we're like, hold on, we got to get the artists money. Like, you're a part of some movement. I think you forget about your impact.
About it.
You need to take them flowers.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Listen, I just be wanting fairness for everybody. I've never been like a selfish person. I'm like, I want everybody to be treated fairly. Like I was going through it with DC unemployment office. I'm like, why? Where's my check? During the pandemic, where's other people's help? Like and like the mental aspect of what it's like to just see gigs disappear. I was about to do South by Southwest for the first time, and to see that gone and this and that. So I could imagine how like everyone else felt, and it's like, wow, like artists, I don't really like. I know we use the term like starving artists, but we really go through it. We really do. Sometimes. Listen.
Are you a full-time artist?
I am. DJing is what I do full time, man. And you know what's crazy? That started at post-pandemic.
Wow.
Because before I was, and I've mentioned this on things, like I was out here doing Postmates, like delivering food and stuff in between stuff. But now, how since we're I guess back outside and like you said, how the platform for me has grown, and I don't take that for granted.
You stay booked in business.
Listen, that's why I say I'm still hungry. Like it's still let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Wow. What do you think the DMV music scene needs? From a DJ's perspective.
From a DJ's perspective, and I'm gonna talk in for this newer generation of rap perspective from what I see. I think they need more structure, and what I say by that is their popularity is as big as ever. Yeah. They're not monetizing and capitalizing as much as they should. Like I see these artists, and and I see when I go to the different schools how kids react to artists or what they listen to. So if these artists, think about that. What if you had merch to go with your big song? Why are these artists so popular but nobody's performing nowhere? What's the disconnect there where y'all getting millions of views on YouTube but y'all not performing? Why do y'all have to still be in the street? Like this, okay, get them together, all right, let's have this merch, let's hit this, let's do a homecoming tour, let's get y'all out there. I even think about how are y'all even monetizing y'all YouTube channels? Or y'all just hit upload? Y'all not even going through the steps to get it monetized. If y'all getting all these big views, are y'all getting it serviced correctly? These teens like you. Still put out your clean version on your streaming platforms, because you gotta think it's so many places and things or songs I get asked for, but I have to play 99.9% of the gigs I do. I play clean music. Yeah. Because that's just the atmosphere I am. I'm in. But if these artists don't have their clean music, I don't know if they think it's not. What's this like? Yeah. You never know. These kids they want to play with their parents around in the room. Their parents don't want to hear the bad words, or it's just so much. I wish, because like I said, they have the reach. Yeah. They're just not capitalizing, and it's probably because they're just not aware, and it's so. Gosh, it's so raw. I'm going to say. It's almost like how I guess you could pinpoint to the beginnings of hip hop, where they were just putting it out, and we always hear our pioneers didn't capitalize off of all their success and popularity and reach. I feel like that's what's happening right now. Or craft a good enough single. Okay, is your goal just to be in DC, or do you want to hit these other stages? Because and we losing a lot of these youngins too, because y'all, they don't need to still be hustling on the street, but I don't think they know there is ways that they could make legit money from their popularity. So that's the main thing that I see right now. And I just hope I hope it's a few that have it straight, but it's I hope, and at the same time I attribute that to, everybody likes to have the discussion all the time, DC is not where how come we not on Atlanta's level and this and that? Well, you gotta think, nobody really cared and respected our hip hop music coming out of DC until a certain point. Yep. We're still infants. Yeah. We can't compare ourselves to an industry that's been. So New York has 50 years. Yep. Atlanta has probably 30, 40 years.
LA has 40.
Yeah.
We got maybe about 10, 15, 20.
We don't. Maybe. Yeah. We don't have that many compared to. So and we don't have that infrastructure. I know that's always a big thing that's set up. Yeah. That's always a big thing that comes up. And another thing I see with that is the artists don't have the patience, because they don't see that, New York people have they grandparents been rapping. Yeah. And they have grandparents. Literally, their grandparents have been rapping.
Their grandparents.
So they got multiple generations to teach them the game. Yeah. Atlanta has multiple generations. Houston has multiple generations to teach these artists the game. Yeah. DC does it, and no disrespect to our pioneers that did the damn thing on different generations.
Names like Stinky Dink with hip hop
artists. Nonchalant, wasn't Black Indian, rest in peace to him.
Yes,
Question Mark Asylum. All those Section 8 Mob. I could go on and on.
Yeah, with hip hop for sure.
Yeah.
So, what would you like to say to DJs coming up?
Oh, DJs coming up. The main thing I always share is really learn the craft. Because now it's quote unquote easier to become a DJ. Yeah. I had to start off on not even the standard turntable. Again, I told you my first set cost $300. That wasn't even the standard turntables because for back then DJ standard was Techniques 1200s and it cost like $1,000 a piece. Now people could start DJing. They could just buy, different levels of controllers. There's controllers as cheap as like $100. For you to start and a laptop and whatever type of laptop you want to start on.
Wow.
And a lot of these DJs and they just like, okay, I'm buying this out. I'm a DJ now. And not taking the time to learn basics like simple your timing, how to count BPMs. Because I know Serato tends to do everything for us. And that's another thing. They be like for matching beats, they just look at the screen. Like you DJ with your ears, not your eyes.
That's right.
I know. I fall victim when I look at the screen too, but at the same time, I still got my headphones on. I'm DJing like I'm cueing my ears, and a lot of DJs I've noticed that starting now, they don't use headphones at all because because everything they just look at the beats match on the screen. But I'm the type I need to cue up when I'm about to play. I need to hear how it sounds before my audience hears how it sounds. I'm not. So just simple stuff, just like your simple beat matching, your transitions, your timing, just learn the craft. So at that same time, when you're starting out, you buying that equipment, go on. Listen, YouTube is free. YouTube University. Go on YouTube and look at those lessons of the different people that offer. Like, hey, this is how you do this. You learn. You're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2. Simple stuff like that helps with DJing because I'm still the same way. I'm still in my head like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because I want the last song and the new song to blend in effortlessly. Like once the hook on this song stops, I want the first verse on this song to start. So it's like nothing, no train wrecks and stuff like that. So so go on to YouTube, learn those basics of everything. Your little baby scratches. I know scratching ain't for everybody, but just learn the simple.
But what's your YouTube on?
Listen, my YouTube name is DJ Heat. My other socials is DJ Heat DC on everything.
On everything.
Yeah, DJ Heat DC.
How would you describe your sound? Like, what would be the descriptor?
Describe myself. It's tough, man, because I adapt to what the energy and what I'm doing. Because you gotta think. So let's put it in a sports aspect. Since the majority of my career is sports now. What I play at a basketball game, how I sound at a basketball game is not going how I sound at a football game. Or I've done rugby and soccer as well. It's like it depends on vibes. Or again, let's talk about events. I just did a church event. That's a different sound. Coming up, I'm doing an all go-go party. And that's going to be like stuff like that.
That you have that range.
Listen, and I'm blessed that I've always just loved the music. So I could play like the pop and the rock. I could play hip hop. I could play go-go because I just grew up just entrenched with like used to watch music videos just all day. MTV, BET, VH1. I was flipping. and can't forget about the box. I'm going between all those. I'm watching all those videos and I just love music.
Wow. How does it feel to be the official DJ of the Washington Wizards and the Mystics?
Oh my gosh. It's amazing because that's like teams I actually grew up watching. Like I said, like one of my first DJ gig, I'm in a Wizards jersey. I grew up watching the Mystics. The Mystics, I was a ball girl their very first season. So in their first season in the WNBA, I was a ball girl. And when they celebrated their 20th anniversary season, that's when I became the DJ. So I felt that was very full circle, like 20 years apart. Yeah, man.
God's timing.
It's amazing how all of that happens and plugs in, man.
Yeah. We are so grateful to have you as a keynote.
I'm
grateful to see. I was looking at old pictures of 2020.
Yeah.
When we did that right before the pandemic, February 2020. And you were on panels. I was like, she's always saying yes to us. You were with us at DC Music Summit, at Duke Ellington recently.
Oh, man, yeah.
You have been involved for quite a time, and we're super
you.
grateful for that. What do you want people to take away from your message at the summit when you do your keynote address?
The message I want people to take away is, we ain't done in this city. I know I say I'm not done. This city and this music scene ain't done either, man. This is prime and right opportunity in this era that we in.
Yeah.
It's so many, whatever path you think may be destined for you and you feel like you can't get to that path, maybe there's another door opening for you that's still in your career. I never thought my career would be sports dominated, where I literally travel the world for sports. Like the next 3 months, I'll be in South Africa, Egypt, and Rwanda for sports.
Wow, spinning
for
wow.
I never would have saw that happening years back. Like, and I've only been doing this. When did I get into sports? In 2018.
Wow.
And I just want to give people that encouragement as well. Like you never know what else is there, what other path is there for you. Just and we listen. We gonna get there from everything. We already got people in big positions like you wouldn't even know. Just to give DC to open up their eyes, open up that scope, open up that range of all the greatness that we have and what we could become, man.
Can you let people know where they need to be March 22nd and 23rd in Washington, D.C. at Anacostia High School?
Y'all need to be at the DC Music Summit, Joe. DC Music Summit.
That's right.
I'm going to say it one more time. Y'all babies need to be at the DC Music Summit,
That's
Slim,
right.
on Mothers.
Thank you, He.
Thank you so much for having me. This is great. Listen, give her flowers. She's amazing, man. God bless you, man.
God bless you. Oh, can you let people know where to find you?
Yes, listen. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn, all that. DJ Heat DC. You know I'm different on everyone. You know, LinkedIn you more like. And TikTok I'm like. On Facebook I'm like.
We need those high resolution shots.
I know, right?
I appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you as well. This is great, man. This is awesome.